Hello everyone, this is me again, Mr. Maurice. Today is Friday, 29th November 2024. Well, today we have the special class. This is gonna be, a little bit long video, but I think it worth it. It worth it, all right? Because we need to conclude. It's quite important to conclude about the countable and uncountable nouns. We have already learned some any now and also the quantifiers. Remember? So let's continue. We have more words in order to work with countable and uncountable nouns. These have a very special words. The words many and much. Many men. Probably some of you remember in the previous module that you learn how to use properly these questions, obviously, and the words. Okay, so let's see it. Let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand, all right, and this is a very good question. It's actually a good question. Can you count these things? All right. So let's see it. Flower, absolutely. All right. Flower is a countable noun because it has singular and also plural. We can say a flower or some flowers. So obviously it's countable. It can be either singular and plural, as I said before. Okay, so let's move on to the picture number two. We have the word sand. So can you count these things? No, the sand, no. Sand cannot be counted. So it's considered uncountable. Uncountable means singular structure, right? No plural form. Rhino, yes, absolutely. We can count rhino. It's a countable. It is actually an animal. Boat, yeah, absolutely. Boat, we can count. Remember, for countable, that means we can work with singular and also plural form. Now let's move on. Sugar. Sugar, no. Sugar cannot be counted. So it's uncountable now. So grape, absolutely. Grape is countable. And then we have water. Yeah, water is uncountable. No, we can count. We can no. The water cannot be counted. So it's uncountable. So let's move on to the next part. Do they mean sensitive plurals? Yes. You see, as I said before, we have flowers is plural and singular. Sand, no, it's not correct to add the suffix letter s. You cannot say sands. Rhinos, correct, okay? Is plural. Boats, also plural. We add the letter s. Sugars, it's not correct to say sugars. It's uncountable. We cannot add the letter s to the base form of the word. Then we have grapes. Yes, this is another countable now. And waters. It's not correct to say waters. We cannot add the suffix s. Okay. Now, to be precise, this is a very to be to understand in a better way. If you can count it, use many. Count it. So, for example, flowers. This is plural. Countable, so we use many. Too many flowers. Okay? If you can count it, use many. Remember? Like the picture you say there, we have grapes. I ate so many grapes that I felt sick. Alright? Grapes is countable, so we can use the plural form. Boats, absolutely. So we can make the question, how many boats can you see? So you start counting. Oh, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 boats. Alright, but if you don't want to be precise, okay, the quantitative, so you say, yeah, I can see there are some boats. But remember, this question try to be a little bit specific because they say how many. So the question is looking for information. Let's move on. So Now we have the other side. Here we have, if you cannot count it, use much. For example, sand. Sand is uncountable. So we cannot use many, but we use much. How much? How much sand do you need? Much. Yeah. Let's see it. Now we have water. Water is uncountable, so we use much. There is too much water on the floor. Clean it up. Much water. Water uncountable. Much water. Okay, now much or many. Well, as I said before, we have this. Many for countable things. Use many. But remember, you must be aware that we use the word many when the noun is plural. You cannot say how many person, but how many people. People is correct. You cannot say person because many is for countable nouns in plural. On the other hand, we have for no countable things. So that is something that we can be counted, like sugar, sand, oil, and there are some words that in our language, I mean Spanish, can be counted, but in English, we're going to review that. It's quite interesting. Okay, so for non-countable things, we use much, right? Like much water, much sugar, much rice, much coffee, and so on. So let's practice. Correct. How much orange juice? Here we're not talking about orange, but juice. By the way, orange juice is quite delicious. How much orange juice do you want? Next one. Now we have the word cookies. 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 Countable, uncountable now. Which might be the correct option? Let's see it. Yes, many. How many cookies do you eat? It's like my daughter. My daughter loves eating cookies. Here. Now, look at this cue. They are too much people or many people? Interesting. Many people, yes. Because singular person, plural people. Good. Now, how about this look? Looks like encebollado. Well, I like it, but it's not. It's a soup. So he put some, and then after the blank, we have the word salt. Salt. So salt might be countable. Yeah, it's countable. So if it's countable, I must use the word much. Yeah. He put so much salt in the soup that it tasted horrible. Okay, now look at this guy. The teacher gave us two, and this is what I'm talking about before. Remember, in our language, Spanish, which is actually my mother tongue, there are some words that in Spanish can be counted, but in English it's different. And a good example is homework. Homework. Homework in Spanish means deber, but in Spanish it's countable. We can say deber, deberes, but in English, you can say homeworks. So, much. Okay, this is easy. Remember, if you can count it, many. Yes, I saw many toucans in the tree. Now, let's try this. Number one, much. Yes. How much homework do you have? Two, much. Yes, absolutely. Sugar. How much sugar do you want in your tea? Three, how many apples are there? Correct. Four, How many teachers do you see? 5. How much milk? 6. How many desks? How many desks do you see? 7. How many books are there on the desk? And number 8, how much work do you have? That's it. Thank you very much, dear students. I'll see you the next week. Behave yourself, please. Behave yourself. Have a very nice weekend. And by the way, tomorrow Saturday, I'll see you in our festival. So try to be there. Goodbye.